Hey there! Today we're going to talk about a pen by this brand, Visconti, and if you've seen some of my other videos you know that I'm quite partial to this brand. I really love it. I think they make wonderful pens. Visconti Firenze, from Florence, the writing renaissance, that's what it says. This was sort of a delayed birthday gift, and it comes in these really nice boxes. I love these Visconti boxes. Very, very cool. This gives you a hint of what pen this is, Salvador Dalí. There were two Dalí models. One of them is limited edition, which is not this. It's almost 4,000 euros, I think. It has a power filler, and it has that little what do you call that, vest watch, pocket watch is the English word, I suppose, sort of on there. You know the pocket watch from the Persistence of Memory, this painting? Well, that's sort of on there. In all honesty, I don't really like those pens. I don't really like the way they look. I think they're a little too jagged and weird. This is the regular model, the regular edition, Salvador Dalí. You get the little box, out comes the little drawer, and from the drawer you get this little booklet, and the booklet tells you that this is the dance of time. Oh really, yes. And this, oh look at that, here you got that regular, this is that limited edition I just talked about. Right, okay, then you get some information. You get the different versions of the regular model, which is what I've got here, and you know, some information on how to fill the pens, etc. Nice. Close that up, open up the box, boom, here you got the pen. Take out the pen, put away the box, take out the little sleeve plastic thing, put that away, and here we have the pen. Okay, I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, but first I'll go through the parts, and finally I'll do a writing sample. Okay, where do I start? Well, let's start on top of the cap. Allow me to focus. What we got us there is the logo Visconti. Which way goes up? I can't really see it, sorry, but it says Visconti, that's the way. You can take that off, you can put on your initials or a gemstone or whatever. It's the Visconti My Pen system. Alright, and now we have the clip. The clip is quite unique. Visconti always has these sort of archway clips, but what you got here is that pocket watch again, that's sort of molten over the clip. I think that's a lovely detail. Now of course people are not going to notice that. They just think there's something weird going on there, but if you take a close look you can see it's actually a watch, has some nice detail on there. I like that. Okay, you got a taste of the material, which I really like. You can get, I think, 3 colors. This is the blue finish. I absolutely love it. Look at how beautiful. It's really like paint, and it's a faceted pen. You see that when I hold it in the light, you sort of see the facets, but they're subtle. So you could, from the distance, you would mistake this for a completely round pen. Okay. Then you have the center band, which says Salvador Dalí. His autograph, I'm sure. Let me see. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. Salvador Dalí. I'm not sure why you can see it, but it's on there. I like that whole center band, by the way. It's nice, and it's quite heavy, too. It's really solid metal. Okay, then we have the barrel, nicely tapered. It ends in just a bit of chrome-colored stuff, which is quite reflective. Very reflective. You can see my camera in there. Doesn't really matter. That's the pen. This is not a power filler. This is a cartridge converter system, which may well explain some of the price difference. There's a magnet in here, so the cap sort of slides in place, which is nice. Funny to play around with. You can get this in a steel nib. I got the Palladium nib, which is a bit extra, but for that money you get a really nice springy nib. As you can see, nicely designed. It says Visconti on there. It says 23K Palladium 950. It says Firenze, and it's abroad, of course. So they have that. Let's have a look at the section. Nice reflective chrome colored. We've seen this section shaped before. I saw the same thing in the Michelangelo. I want to say Van Gogh. I say Van Gogh. Van Gogh in Dutch. But I don't own one of those. I can't be sure. I didn't look that up. I think they have the same section. Which is sort of, it's nice and tapered. You get this sort of, well, it's not really, it's more than a lip, I suppose, but it's a bit broader there. And here you get this sort of a little ridge. Then the cap slides in place and the magnet makes it click in place and you're done. It won't fall off. It's a very tight thing. Okay, as to size, I don't find this section to be particularly slippery, even though it is chrome. Size-wise, it's not a huge pen. When you post it, it's a pretty decent size. The magnet, I'm not sure whether it really does something there, but it does. Well, the cap does post fairly securely. And then you got yourself a pretty decently sized pen, I would say, which is not bad at all. Alright, what do I like about it? What do I not like about it? Well, the color, the finish is hard not to like. I mean, look at what they did there. Really nice shading. It really looks like oil paint to me. You could, I mean, with a bit of fantasy, I suppose you could look at this and think of the sea, for example, with some white frothy waves or something like that. Alright, so I love that. The nib is great. I've had Palladium Nibs before by Visconti. I love them. They're quite springy, very smooth, very pleasant to use. I like them. So it's the finish. We got the nib. The filling system, well, it's simple. It's just a converter. You get the converter with the pen. Nothing fancy there. I think you just push it in place, doesn't screw in place, and that's pretty much all there's to it. What do I not like about the pen? Well, what I would really like them to do is come up with something. I had the same thing with the Michelangelo and with the Rembrandt, by the way. It would be nice if there would be some magnet thing going on there, so that when you post it, you get that nice click and place magnetic feel, because you do get that when you cap the pen, which is really fun. It's hard to demonstrate, but it's really, you really feel a magnet clasping your pen, so it's very secure. It would be nice if you could do that with posting too. One design feature, if I may be so bold as to complain a bit about that pocket watch is really cool, but I also find it a little odd, to be honest. I mean, when you look at this from a distance, you don't see it's a pocket watch, and it just looks like there's some like the clip is molten, or there's some gunk or whatever, which is a bit weird. It's not particularly sharp or anything. You won't cut yourself on it, and I do like the concept of having that watch on there, but I'm not sure whether it worked out completely well. But I'll let you decide for yourself whether you really like it or not. Excuse me. And that's all there's to it. So what I'll do next is just short measurement, tell you some basic size details, because I know there are people out there who enjoy that. I only do it in millimeters. You have to convert it yourself if you want to. I get 140 millimeters, almost exactly, for the pen. Capped length, uncapped. This is difficult, but I'll get there in the end. Now I get 123 millimeters, and then the grip section diameter at the narrowest point I get 10 millimeters, and at the widest point I get a good 11, about 11.5 to 12 millimeters. And that's all there's to it. So next we'll do a writing sample. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Alright, so here we go with the Visconti, whoops, sorry. Visconti Salvador. Dalí. This nib is broad. It is 23 karat palladium, and the ink is Ackermann Trèves Turquoise. I absolutely love this ink. It is a little bit prone to feathering on some papers, but I absolutely love the color and the shading this ink offers. Alright, a bit of writing. Very smooth, I feel. Very little resistance on the paper. Nib glides across. I really love this sensation. Very good. Maybe some fast writing. See how well the feed keeps up. This combination of Rhodia paper and this nib really works out. It's really pleasant. Okay, so I don't see any skipping. I don't see any skidding. This looks like a good nib and feed setup. Alright, I want to check out the wetness of the pen. Well, it's a Visconti. I'm yet to meet a very dry Visconti. See a nice even patch of ink. Significantly wet. It's really wet. I mean, see that? You can even wipe out bits of that writing still. So it's not a dry pen. So if you like that, that's very good. If you like your pens dry, this is not for you. What about line variation? This is no pressure, and I'm adding more pressure as I go. Palladium nibs are known to be a bit more springy than steel nibs. Sometimes quite a bit more springy, as you can see here. And that allows for some pretty nice line variation, which I enjoy a lot. So, there you have it, the Visconti Salvador Dalí, the regular edition, not the limited edition. Writes like a beauty, and that's all there's to it. So I hope this was useful. Whoops. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.